Hello my friends, it's Gabriel with the Last Huntsman channel here, and what I'm going to start off saying is, you know what's better than a HardCore hammer's hatchet? 2 HardCore hammer hatchets. Let's test them out. Alright, task I'm going to try with both of these is I got the Supernaturalist here first. I got this big chunk of just fallen cedar. Now this is obviously much larger than what you would normally try to be chopping with these, but we're just going to do kind of a chopping test. I hate trying to even count, so I'll just kind of chop for a moment and kind of see where we're at here. Alright, so I also have the Survivalist. We're going to do, I chopped 20 here, so we'll do 20 on this one just to kind of see where we're at with the Survivalist. I'm just using one hand too, so. Now this isn't anything scientific or anything, but on the left here I got the Supernaturalist. I kind of was a little wider with my cuts on this one, but the log kind of shifted as I was cutting. However, the Survivalist definitely is a little deeper, and I think a lot of that is just not only to the weight, but also I think the grind on this one is a little better. Alright, so another task I'm going to try with both of these is I'm going to just do some stake making here. I got this old piece of wood here. I'm going to try doing something with it and hope it don't chip out too bad. Thus far, I really like both of these. I think they almost feel like they're good at different things. The Supernaturalist here, I like the weight and the feel of it. It almost feels, it's as light and handy as like a lot of my tomahawks, and I can just be really controlled with this one. Alright, we're going to go to the other end here. We're going to do the same task, the Survivalist. Forgive me if I get these names mixed up too. I don't know if I have, but this one definitely has much more power. You would think that the weight on this would fatigue you more. However, the weight of the tool does just so much more that I don't even really have to put much muscle behind it. I could just kind of let the tool do all the work here. And I just made a stake on both sides, you know, when you have to have a double staked vampire slaying stake, I guess. Alright, something else to note with these 2 hatchets here is that the Survivalist actually cost about $30–40 more than the Supernaturalist. Obviously it's, as far as like lengthwise, it's not really any larger. It just has larger, more defined head on it. However, the Survivalist does come with a leather sheath, while for the Supernaturalist you have to buy the leather sheath separately. So that's kind of a little bit of a value difference there. Something else I wanted to note too is, as far as the construction, you can see both of them are double-eyed, so they're built very well. Alright, so another task I'm going to try with these, and I'm going to start off with the Supernaturalist here, is something I've noticed with these right out of the box is that the edge is amazing. Now, I've since touched this one up a little bit because I've had it for a while, but I haven't even touched the edge on the Survivalist yet. But both of them came out of the box just hair shaving sharp, literally. But something I've noticed is I could literally use this to do knife task here. Now obviously this would be a lot easier with a knife, but I can make some feather sticks with this thing. I got the Supernaturalist. I'm going to try to do some feather sticks with it. Not the Supernaturalist, this is the Survivalist. Not anything real fancy as far as feather sticks, but it's pretty neat to do that with a hatchet. Oh, had it for a moment. And there I started fire with the sharp edge of my HardCore Hammer's Supernaturalist hatchet. Another task I'm going to try here is I'm going to baton this hatchet through this little log here. Now I know this ain't exactly what a lot of people would recommend doing, but it does do the trick. And I think these HardCore hammers are built solid to do the task. Alright, another task I'm going to try with both of these HardCore hammer hatchets, and I have the Supernaturalist here first, is I'm going to fell both of these small little trees here. As you see, they're both roughly about the same diameter. I think this one's just slightly bigger, but I don't think it's going to make much of a difference. Using the Supernaturalist, we're going to fell both of these. These are kind of in the way of my little trail here anyways, so. Well, really easy. I mean, these things has just a lot of power, and the bevel and edge and everything is just perfect on both of these. I'm going to try the Survivalist here now. we go. And, well, they both perform admirably. Alright, so another task I'm going to be trying is, I'm going to be using the Supernaturalist first, but I'm going to just try some delimbing here. Since I felled those small little trees. Oh yeah, this thing just pops right through limbs like it's nothing. Try the Survivalist. Once again, both of these works really great. Alright, so another task I'm going to be trying here is I'm going to be planing some boards here. And essentially I'm going to make a flat spot on each side of this so you can have like a board in just instead of a log. First I'm going to be trying the Supernaturalist here. Looks pretty good, really. This Supernaturalist, one thing I noticed about it and what I like about it so much is not only does it have a lot of power and capability, but it is so handy and so controllable. We're going to try the Survivalist now. And one thing I do notice with the Survivalist, when doing smaller tasks like this, it does fatigue you more. Now for just sheer raw power, obviously the Survivalist wins. However, for doing finer tasks, I think the Supernaturalist actually has the upper hand. And this one is not quite as controllable, but that's a weight thing. But they're both pretty handy, and as you can see now, I have relatively flat side on both of these, so you can easily with both of these plane you out a board for whatever your bushcrafty task demands. Alright, so another task we're going to test out is how well these can be potentially used as like a defensive tactical weapon if need be. That's one of the things that kind of geared me towards this Supernaturalist version, was because it's so lightweight and handy. It feels almost like a tomahawk size, and the weight of it just is phenomenal. And so I felt like in my get home bag that this can be used as a self-defensive tool if need be. So I'm just going to kind of get a feel for it in hand here. And also, a hammer can be used as a reverse strike weapon, or even just big attitude readjustment too. So as far as that, I would put this up against any of my tactical tomahawks, and honestly I think this is built better. Right now I have the Survivalist. I don't know if this is going to do quite as good. I think it's going to have a lot of power, but it's heavier, so we'll give it a try. Now obviously you could always use both hands with either of these, and of course this has a big ass hammer on it, so it can give a big ass attitude readjustment. And that's a big ass attitude readjustment. So yeah, I think either one of these is gonna do one hell of a job. And you know, this one I had just so much power when I was putting both hands on it. I felt like a pissed off Viking warrior or something. Another note with the tactical aspect of this too is that there's nothing that says that if you're real up close and personal, like, you know, someone's trying to I don't know, get all up in your grill and stuff, you can't, there's nothing that says you can't choke up on this and just start punching with the axe. And also, you know, like I said earlier, you can always use two hands. But with two hands you can strike and then use a reverse strike with the hammer. So just some food for thought. I think this would work pretty well. Alright, another task I'm going to be doing with these HardCore hammer hatchets is they do have a hammer head on them, so I'm going to just try doing some basic task here and just hammer in a couple nails with each of them. That was the Supernaturalist. Let's try the Survivalist here. Well, that definitely did a lot better. So I will say that's definitely a strong suit of the Survivalist. And I think the main reasoning is because it has that knurled hammerhead on there. Well, my friends, if you haven't noticed, I'm very impressed with these HardCore hammer hatchets, both of them really. I don't think there's a wrong answer here, and this wasn't really a comparison video so much as it was to me just kind of testing them both out. And honestly, I like them both. If it was up to me, I'd have them both. I personally own the Supernaturalist one here. This Survivalist is my twin brother's, so I got to get this one back to him. He might want me to kind of modify it like I did mine. My Supernaturalist, I kind of sanded it down, gave it a nicer stain and all that. But that being said, I would suggest either one of these. I like them both. I think they're both really honestly kind of for different purposes. I don't really think they're meant to be like comparative which one's better, but it's kind of more so of, you know, do you want the Honda Civic or the Toyota pickup truck? I mean, you know, they're both great. I think they're both kind of for different purposes. That being said, in my bug out bag video that I recently released, I carry this in my pack. This is on my pack every day in my vehicle. That being said, obviously I trust this, so that goes for a long ways because I test a lot of axes, a lot of tomahawks and such, and I've done a lot over the years, and I've switched my gear over the years just, you know, based on my preferences and things that I find that might be better. And that being said, I really like these HardCore hammer hatchets, and I would trust my life to either one of these as far as, you know, a survival tool. So all that being said, be prepared both physically and spiritually. God bless, and carry on.